Not yet.
Yes.
Not yet, Taurus. Okay. Now, just wait for a minute. I would like to open the whiteboard. Okay. The recording is already started, right? Okay. Now, I would like to start the new concept, which is the continuation of the stats. So whatever we talk about, that libraries, that's fair enough. So when we started some examples, by the time we will look for the, okay, so again the NumPy, Pandas and Matplotlib. So whatever I explained on the last 3 to 4 days, okay, that we can consider as the basics of, the coding for the stats, okay, or else data processing, or else feature engineering, okay. Now, again, we are stepping into the mathematics. So the reason is that, so if you want to use those particular libraries, we should know this particular math, right? Okay. See guys, when I starting session of statistics, I explain you few things, right? What is statistics, and what are the types of statistics we have it? Discrete or descriptive, okay, or else inferential statistics or descriptive statistics, right? Those two things we understood, yes or no? Here I just want to ask some questions for someone. Let's talk with Pavani. Pavani, can you tell me what is statistics? Pavani, what is statistics?
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, it's just like the collection and analysis of like data
Okay,
and organization of it.
that's good. Giving some kind of decision making, right? And it will give you
Yes.
some kind of making, okay, predictions or inferencing the data, right? Okay, for that one we are using the two type of statistics. One could be the descriptive, and second one is the inferential statistics. See, descriptive statistics in the sense, what exactly which is talking? Descriptive statistics, mainly it will help you for summarizing the data, right? So the summarization it will do in a charts, okay, or else it will do in a graphical things. That means visualization, without visualization, with visualization, with and without visualization. Is it clear or not? So the descriptive statistics we can do in a two ways. One is the without visualization, and second one is the with visualization. Is it clear or not?
Yes.
Okay. So what exactly the without visualization and with visualization? What is exactly meaning of it? See, for example, the summary or I mean the summarization of about the data. Okay, so without with the charts in the sense, for example, tabular formats. Okay, tabular format, for example, serial number or else name, and so whatever it is. So here we are showing many with our numbers in the tables, charts or tables. Okay, that we are calling it same without visualization. Same thing, we can use some kind of graphs. The graphs, it might be bar graphs, okay, or it might be okay pie graphs, whatever it is. So when we are going through the graphs for summarization of the data, that we are calling it say descriptive with visualization descriptive statistics, or visualization with I mean descriptive statistics with visualization. And when you go through these particular tables and charts, that we can call it say descriptive without visualization. Clear? Okay, anyway, we will talk about this kind of descriptive and inferential things in upcoming sessions. Okay, just giving you some basic info about it. Inferential in the sense, when we are talking about the data, okay, so we are taking some kind of decision making. If you want to take some kind of decision making, then inferential will help you a lot. For that one, we are going to be using some kind of statistical test like a G test, F test, ANOVA test, no, and Z test and chi-square test, hypothesis testing, and different kind of things we can use it actually. Clear or not? So that is about what exactly the statistics and what are the type of statistics we have it. Now, I am talking about data, right? So you already know that what exactly the definition of the data and what exactly the definition of the information. So by the time being, so the data which is holding into the different variables only, right? What is variables? What is variables?
That hold values.
Yes, of course, it can hold values. So consider I have some Excel file, okay, or CSV file. So this is my serial number, okay, this is the name, and this could be the salary, okay, and here I have some data 1 2 and name, for example, Jay and Kumar. Okay, here salary will be, for example, $5,000, and for example $7,000. Okay, in this particular situation, what are the things we can call it a variable and what are the things we can call it a values? Can anyone tell me?
I mean, the variables would be
They
serial number, name, and
Yes.
salary.
Yes, that's correct. So these are the things we are calling it a variables. Variables are here serial number, name, and salary. So these are the variables which is holding the values, right? Those things we are calling it say values. Clear or not? Clear, right? Now I'm
Yes.
talking about these variables are different type of variables we have it, right? So let's talk about different type of variables or different type of data it can be holded, right? Based upon the type of data which is holding, there are there are four type of or there are two type of variables are there. What are those? Quantitative.
And qualitative.
Yes, quantitative. Second one is the qualitative. Quali
Okay.
qualitative. Yes. Okay. Quantitative, and second one is the qualitative. So what exactly the quantitative and what exactly the qualitative? Tell me. See, when we are referring the numerical things, the variables which is holding some kind of numerical data, that we are calling it say quantitative data. Same variables, it can be holding some kind of names or categories, categorical things, categorical values. See, my previous example, which is the okay employee data, right? Serial number and name and salary. From this thing, can you tell me what are the things are the categorical variable? What are the things are the qualitative data from this example?
Values or
When
quantitative?
Your names are the
qualitative.
yes,
Qualitative.
qualitative.
Even your serial
Values
number
are
can be qualitative too, because you're not
Yes,
doing
yes,
any kind of
yes,
numerical
yes,
calculations on
yes,
it.
yes. Qualitative. Okay, this could be it's a quantitative.
Quantitative.
That is the index. Forgot about it. Okay,
Mhm.
or else instead of the serial number, we can consider it as the employee ID. Okay, EID. So that particular situation, employee ID. Let me consider this is employee ID. Okay, employee ID. If it is employee ID, make sure that it's a qualitative only. Instead of the serial number that I can be considering as the employee ID and employee name and salary. From that one, salary could be the quantitative and employee ID and employee name are the qualitative. Clear?
Yes.
Is it clear? So don't worry why here 1 and 2 are the numbers, right? Why Anjan is saying that it's a qualitative, but here he's saying that it's a quantitative, right? So we have some measure of level is there. That time we definitely understood. Okay. So let me go for understanding the different type of examples of this particular quantitative and qualitative examples. So can anyone be answer for these questions? What are the examples of the quantitative data? So you're working on one particular organization, right? Okay, or you're working on one particular company, right? See how many number of employees are there. Okay, number of employees in that particular company. Number of employees in that particular company. Okay, that it could be quantitative. Yes or no? Yes or
Yes.
no? For
Like
example, your work.
yes.
Yes. For
Like
example,
some of
yep,
the expense payments made.
yep, of course. For example, the salary of the employee. Salary of employee. Okay. For example, you are you are staying on particular home. Okay, it might be some kind of square feet, right? Okay. So something like a number of square feet in that particular house, or else one particular room. Okay, so the length you can consider length, okay, or else width and height, weight, age. Okay, these all examples of the quantitative variables or quantitative data. Clear? Now let's coming to the categorical. So coming to the categorical, so there the variables are referring the categorical data. That means which are the names or labels. So here the data it could be names, the name, the data it can be names, or the data it can be labels. So that kind of things we are calling it say categorical data. So when the data is a categorical, that we are calling it say qualitative data. Okay, so the examples of qualitative data is, for example, so colors. Okay, for example, colors. Okay, the color it can be anything, eye color or else shirt color. Okay, or else your logo color, whatever it is. Okay, for example, gender. Okay, and gender is the example of categorical. So for example, level of education, and so level of employment. So for example, your entry level. Okay, or else team lead level or project manager level, so that it could be the level of employment, right? See, these are all examples of the qualitative data. Just note this example. right? Is it done?
Yep. I'm done.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
I'm done.
okay, that's good. See, for example, let it be considered. I already told you, right? Descriptive statistics means what? Summarization of the data, right? The data, it was in a two formations, like, qualitative or quantitative, right? Let me consider, okay, let me consider the data, it was, quantitative, quantitative, okay, and the data, it could be a qualitative, right? Qualitative. So this time, what kind of summarization techniques we can apply? So in case of descriptive statistics, we have the measure of central tendency and measure of dispersion. We have it. Measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion. So there is a two types of things are the measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion. These things, it can be help you for summarization. Okay. So when you want to be summarize the quantitative data, so this measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, it can help you. But in coming to the qualitative, these two things are not applicable. Only few things it can be supported. What are those? So we can do only frequency table. Okay, only frequency table. From the statistics, we can apply only frequency tables for summarizing of your qualitative data. Other than this, nothing will actually. Okay, but if you want to summarizing the data, for that one, we can use the measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion for the quantitative data. But for the qualitative data, we can do only frequency table. Okay. See, based upon this dispersion or summarization, we can describe, or we can do some level of measurements. Okay, what are the level of measurements we have it? Level of measurements. Level of measurements. See, this level of measurements are, it's a very simple things. Again, it could be the qualitative and quantitative only. So let me consider, one could be the quantitative. Second one is the qualitative. Qualitative. Okay, coming to this particular qualitative, okay, there is a two kind of qualitative data will be there. One is the nominal. What it is? Nominal. Second one is ordinal. And coming to the quantitative, intervals, next ratio. Okay, clear or not? Just note these things. I can explain you each and everything. What is ordinal, what is nominal, what is interval, what is ratio, what exactly the difference between this all, I can explain you. Let me consider, you have a data, right? The data, it was a different type of data we have it, right? See, first example or first level of measurement is, it's a nominal. So let's go for understanding what exactly the nominal. Side heading nominal. See, nominal in the sense, this is the scale. It can be used to level variables, okay, that have no quantifiable, no quanti quantifiable values. Okay, quantifiables. What is mean that quantifiables? So we cannot do any kind of no, measure of dispersion and measure of this measure of central tendency, those things we can't apply. Okay, and one more thing is that no natural order, no natural order. So I can just give you some examples in you just simply understood. For example, we can consider one class. We can consider one class. There you have some kind of student, right? So I just want to be student names. Okay, or else it's not student names, just names. Okay, people can think like alphabetical order again, so there it could be having some order. Okay, so it's not order actually, it's just a names of no colors, names of colors simply. Okay, is there any order? Is there any order? Names of colors, like it can be blue can be first or green can be first, anything can be first, right? Okay, and for example gender, is there any specific order? Only male can first and female can be first. Is there any order here?
No.
No, right? And for example, and the location names, city names, is there any specific name city could be the first? There is no specific names, right? So specific order. Okay, there is no specific order. So that kind of names we are calling it same nominal data. See, there it could be that there it could be it's not quantifiable, and which means that we cannot do any kind of statistics, and we just only frequency table we can apply. Okay, and one more thing is that it could not have any proper order. Okay, see, for this kind of data, you just only apply only one statistic. It could be the mode. Mode is nothing but it's a frequency. Yes or no? Frequency. Now, the most frequently occurred one particular element that could be the mode. Okay. See, frequency table or frequency, those things we are calling it. We just apply on the nominal data. Is there any question regarding about this kind of nominal data? Is there any question regarding about nominal data?
No.
No, right? Now let's talk about the ordinal data. Ordinal in the sense it having some proper order. Side heading ordinal. So ordinal is also qualitative data. So to have some kind of it is not possible for the quantifiable. Quantifiable in the sense we cannot do any kind of statistics actually, like addition, subtraction, multiplication. These things we can't do actually. Is it clear? So it's a measure of it's not quantifiable. So noted this information. No quantifiable. Okay. Second one is it's having natural order. Okay. It's having natural order. So the examples are, for example, for example, you're enrolling one particular course. Okay. So the course you satisfied, you might not be satisfied. Okay. You're not satisfied or moderately satisfied. That kind of level of things we have, right? So for example, if you want to talk about satisfaction of one particular thing, okay, satisfaction, one particular thing, that it could be the ordinal, right? Okay, for example, 0 means no satisfaction, 1 means less satisfaction, okay, 2 means moderately satisfaction, 4 means some more satisfaction, 5th means awesome, something like this, right? Here it is something looks like numbers. It is something looks like numbers, but on these particular numbers you can't apply the quantifiable. So like addition, subtraction, multiplication, we can't do this particular data because of which is not the numerical data. Clear or not? Clear or not? Clear or not?
It's clear.
Economical status. Economical status means what? You're good, very good, or poor, something like this. Sir, no. For example, you're working on one particular company and as an entry level, and after 5 years you might be, okay, employment status. After 5 years maybe you are in the senior level. After 10 years maybe you're team lead, or 15 years you're become like project manager. There it could be levels were changed, right? Level 0 means entry level, level 1 means like there also it could be some kind of okay, order, yes or no, something which is following the proper order, okay, that we are calling it say natural, that we are calling it's ordinal type of data. Okay, any kind of questions? So here we just do only two kind of statistics we can apply. One is the mode, that's sure. Second one is the median. Median means middle term. We can able to find the middle term and we can apply the median on this particular data. Clear? Any question regarding about nominal and ordinal?
Yeah.
Questions? Any questions?
No, clear.
Okay. Now third one is interval. So interval. Interval in the sense it could be the quantitative data. Okay. So what we can do, see here it can be quantifiable. What is mean that quantifiable? Quantifiable in the sense
As a
we can
numerical
count it.
value.
Yes, numerical values. It we can do subtraction, multiplication, this kind of, I mean, so some kind of mathematical operations we can perform it. Okay. Quantifiable, difference between values, okay, and no true zero value, no true zero value. What is mean that? Something is less than zero, some values you might be count as a less than zero, right? That we are calling its intervals. Okay, that we are calling it say no true zero value. For example, I just want to be calculate the temperature. I just want to be calculate the temperature, right? So for example, temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay. See, is it -10 temperature? Is it -10 degrees Fahrenheit temperature or not? Something it can be less than the zero, that we are calling it say no true zero value. Clear?
Yes.
Yep.
So this kind of things we are calling it say, okay, intervals. For example, credit score. No, sorry. Yep. Okay, credit score. Okay, or else some scores for something, for example SAT score, okay, NEET score, whatever it is. There we can do different kind of statistical terms, something like mean we can apply on the particular data, we can apply the median, we can apply the mode, we can apply the standard deviation, okay, and lot of other statistical terms we can apply it. Okay, see something we have no true zero values, okay, that kind of things we are calling it say intervals or no true zero values, and it can be quantifiable. Those kind of data we are calling it say interval data. Okay, clear? Now here we have the last but not least, which is the what it is, ratio data. So ratio data means okay, so which is same like it's a quantifiable and it could be natural order, okay, and it quantifiable natural order, okay, and moreover, and it true zero value, true zero value, that kind of things we are calling it say ratio data. Okay, so for example, length and height. Okay, see, consider I want to be find the length of one particular thing. Is it length is 0? Is anything is length is 0? Something you're measuring, length is 0 means what? Nothing will be there, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So if length is not 0, right? Length, it could be some value. It's not less than 0. It's not, it's not even 0. Can't have the below 0 actually. Length, it could not be below 0. Yes or no? Something which is not measured in a below 0, that we're calling it, say, okay, true 0 values. True 0 in the sense something which could not less than the 0. For example, height. Is there any situation height could be less than 0? Negative heights have you seen anywhere?
No.
No.
For example, weight. Have you seen weight of anything in the less than 0?
No.
Minus values. Have you seen any time minus values? No, right? So that kind of things we are calling it, say, okay, ratio data. If it is the ratio data, we can apply all stats, all mathematics as well. Clear? So that's exactly the ratio. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
No,
No.
right? So that's for measure of okay, level of measurements of data and variable data types, variable types. Okay, that's what class actually. And we need to talk about the descriptive statistics. Okay, if I start the descriptive statistics, and so I have to talk about the first thing is that measure of central tendency. Once I complete the measure of central tendency, then I can talk about the measure of dispersion. So first let me talk about the measure of central tendency. Measure of central tendency in the sense, let me consider I have a data. Okay. So when we have some data, I want to find out the central point. Central element. Okay. Central data. That we are calling it central tendency. Central tendency in the sense middle value. Exactly it is represented value. So the one particular value which is exactly representing the representing exactly the middle, okay, or else it's a central point actually, that we are calling it, say, central tendency. For that one we can have the different kind of central tendency techniques or algorithms are there. The first one is the mean, okay, and second one is the median, third one is the mode. Okay, what is mean? What is mean and what is median and what is mode?
Mean
What
is the
is
average.
so mean means sum of elements by total
Number
number
of
of
elements.
yes, number of elements. That's exactly the formula of the mean. Okay, for example, I have a data which is 1 and 5 and 6 and 7, and for example it's a 8. Okay, now tell me what is the mean of it. Mean means 1 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 by, is it 5 or not? So you might be 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 7 19, 19 plus 7 how much? 27, right? 27 by 5 in the sense 5 point
8 point something.
5.4.
Hmm.
Is it correct or not? 5.4, right? Yes,
Yes.
it's a 5.4.
Yes.
So this
5.4.
is the
Yes.
way we can calculate it the middle point. Okay, see 5.4, 5.4 is a middle value, right? So it is representing this entire data. Okay, so so this entire data we are representing with one single value, that we are calling it, say, central tendency. So 15867 in the sense 5.4 is the central point. Okay, it is representing the entire data. Now median. So median means what?
It's the middle value.
Yes, it's a middle value. It's exactly the middle value. But here we have two options. For example, if the number of, see, the steps are, first step is arranging the data in ascending format or order. Arrange the data in order. Okay. So it can be ascending order, it can be descending order. Okay. See, for example, the size of that one is, for example, size of that particular data or that particular population sample is, it's odd number. If it is odd number, so what could be the median? It's exactly the middle. Okay. Let me consider, I have an example, 1 and 5 and 2 and 7 and 4. This is my data. Okay. This is my data. I want to find the middle term, a middle value or median value. Then what I should do? I should organize this data in one order: 1, 2, 4, 5 and 7. From this one, what could be the middle one? 4, right?
4.
4, it could be the middle value or median value. The reason is that total number of elements are 5. 5, it could be the odd number, right? If it is odd number, what exactly the middle element? That we are calling it, say, median. Okay. For the same example, I have the even number of elements. So 1, 5 and 2 and 7 and 4. For example, I have a 3. This time, what I should do? I would like to organize the data 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 7, right? So here I have the even number of elements, right? So this is 2 and last 2. So these are the 2 elements, right? So I have to find the average of middle 2 values. 3 plus 4 by 2. So it could be 3.5. 3.5 is the middle or median value of this particular data. Okay, clear or not? If the size is even, then find the average of middle 2 terms. Average of middle 2 elements. That we're calling it, say, median. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you got my point. Now we'll talk about the mode. So mode in the sense, for example, mode in the sense most frequently of element in data. Okay, that we are calling it, say, mode. Let me consider I have a data. The data is 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 2, 5 and 3. Okay, and for example I have the 2 over here. From this one, I just want to find the frequency table. 1 is repeated 1 time and 2 is repeated how many times? 3 times, and 3 is repeated how many times? 2 times, and 4 is repeated only 1 time, and meanwhile 5 is also repeated 1 time only, right? 5 is also repeated only 1 time, right? So from this wall, which is repeated most of the time? 2 is repeated 3 times, right? So this situation, mode is 2. Okay, clear? Basically this mode, it can help you to find out the central point for the categorical data, qualitative data, not for the intervals or else ratios data. Okay, that's not a good thing, but no, mode mostly used for categorical things. Any questions, guys?
No questions.
No questions.
Is there a small example for this? For the
Of
mode?
course, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you show us an example for the mode?
You want examples on Excel or else something else? Some more example. You want to describe some examples?
I just want to see how you present a mode. Like
See,
how you
for
come to a conclusion in the categorical data.
yes, for example, you are working on some data. Okay, so this is employee ID. Okay, this is employee name. Okay, and next one is mm, level of employment. So this is the guy. Okay, is the employee ID some value, this is some value. For example, employment ID level is, for example, entry level, E level. Okay, senior level. Okay, and project manager level, team lead level. Okay, and again senior level. So like this, different employees are there and different employee names are there. So you're describing that. Okay, so employee level of each and every employee. This time I want to find out the so this company, uh, which type of employees are working and which employee status people are working. Okay, I want to find out the central point. This time entry level people are like, they are 500. Let me consider in this particular table only entry type of guys are only 500 employees are working. Okay, for example, senior level they're working 1000 people. Let me consider project manager level, for example, 50 people are working. Okay, and no, team means what? Team lead. For example, in the company there are 100 team leads are there. So from this one, okay, which is the most central data or mode?
The
So mode is the
the
senior
level.
level. Okay, so this is talking about. So if you want to find out the central data for this some kind of categorical data, so it could be the a good practice actually. Okay, anyway, we will look some examples in upcoming sessions with the coding as well. Okay, like Python and R also we will use it for finding the mean and the median and the mode and other stuff with some random data, and we will consider some kind of table or else some kind of data set we can consider, and we'll try to apply the mean median mode for the categorical data, for the qualitative data, for the qualitative data. Okay, in case of our language, in case of Python also we will look for it. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Yep, that's fine. So let's meet day after tomorrow. Tomorrow also we don't have any session, so we will meet again on day after tomorrow. There is no Python session, there is no stat session tomorrow class. So
Okay,
we
thank
will meet
you.
on day after tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.